Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the old well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
And we are finally good to go for our Titan Conqueror League quarterfinals matchup between Dorado Gaming Omega and TMG Demon Hunters. It took us a little bit to get these two organized together to be able to bring this matchup for you tonight, but we will luckily be able to have it. I'm Isaac, and alongside me for this cast tonight will be Ozzy.
Hi everyone, previous coach of Dorado Gaming Omega for this
Yeah,
exact league, this exact
in week
split.
5, yeah.
But no bias here. In fact, preying on their downfall. Hate watcher. Nah, just kidding. So reason we were delayed is we had some deliberations about whether or not we were going to push back. Due to Conqueror kind of being a week later than the rest of our splits or the rest of our leagues, it's a bit harder to do so because of our finals would basically be pushed back into Christmas week, which is pretty impossible to play around. I'm sure everyone knows that by now, but still just something to note is yeah. Now let's talk about the teams because the bugs are going to be impacting tonight, but more importantly, last time these two teams faced, Dorado took it 2-1. I coached that series. Dub. Now that being said, Dorado has been on kind of a slump in the recent weeks here. And TMG Demon Hunters might be able to completely avoid the mistake of B1ing Malphite, which is what lost them at the game essentially in game 3.
No. No, B1ing Malphite trust is that's the tech. But immediately straight away as we have gotten into draft, the first thing of note were the sets of bans that we're going for. We've already got a few change-ups from the series last time around where we saw Mel, Aphelios, and Orin banned in every single series by Dorado Gaming Omega. Seeing Rumble taken away this time around.
Yeah, I think Rumble's in a good spot. I do think this Mel champ is hidden Thanos. In fact, she's permanently banned in my rank games for some reason. Not really for some reason. She's just insane right now. So being able to flex between AD carry and bot or AD carry and mid is such a massive, or even support, although that got nerfed as well again coming into this patch. But it will be Terps' Ornn coming through, which is not surprising. Terps is probably one of the best Ornn players here in Conqueror, so happy to see that one picked up, but gonna go towards the MF, so we're already kind of giving away our style here a little bit. Gonna go for this Wombo combo style for Dorado, but it will be the Mordekaiser into the Ornn. Now, this Ornn could be flex jungle, has gotten some jungle buffs to allow him to play jungle. Not this patch, but,
Yeah, the last one.
But J4 going to be taken away, so yeah, we'll be the Ornn top. So nothing too surprising. We'll be Terps on the Ornn again. I think that is probably the smarter decision. But J4, I think, is a great takeaway here from Dorado. Specifically, not only because it does prevents you from having to play against playing against MFJ4. More so, you can also punish the MF itself, but it will be the Amumu here for Sunrai. Something that he's leaned on a little bit more throughout the weeks here, and has looked to be quite good. So hopefully, this is going to be what they need to kind of re-kick in and get those gears running. Because again, like I said, they're kind of in the slump, Isaac.
Yeah, and Curse of the Sad Bullet Time is one of the all-time classics. Especially when you have the Braum and the Mel taken away. It's a bit funny that immediately as those two champions are off the table, both these teams lock in two champs that are completely hard gapped by these two being in the game. Having really good setup with the Call of the Forge God for the Ornn, or the Bullet Time as well for Misfortune, being able to do a decent amount of damage, especially if you get a lot of AoE CC down, which the Pulverize from Alistar can do.
Yeah, Alistar also great at Sivir, because you can't really Spell Shield the combo, because the Spell Shield will eat Headbutt. So no matter when you Spell Shield, you're kind of just doomed. Leona pickup is great into the MF. That's actually one of the more standard options into the MF with the long-range solar flare, just being able to cancel MF ult every single time. Also forces MF to take cleanse, which is unfortunate, but Ziggs coming through for the mid lane. He's been quite a flexible champ himself here. But it will be the Qiyana coming in for Senja. Senja is, of course, the assassin mid player. So if anyone's gonna pick things out like the Qiyana, it will be Senja. And specifically, I think this could be interesting for the side of Dorado, because this also provides more wombo, right? Like, we have seen like the Qiyana jungle professionally, right? And with the MFs, you know, into J4. But like obviously not gonna have the jungle matchup, but they do get like the Qiyana. They'll be able to ult on the J4 cage as well if need be. So there's a lot of strong team fighting here for Dorado. I do just worry about maybe them getting poked out a little bit hard if they don't have the positioning. Trying to play into a Ziggs right now is just really difficult because of the amount of damage you can put out in terms of poke. And if fights go long enough, like, his damage just starts adding up even on tanks. And there is a small bit of a range problem here if Mordekaiser is going to be at these team fights, which he probably will be because the Ornn will be there, and you're going to want to try and either ult the Ornn out or ult the J4 out. So could be a bit problematic here if Dorado don't have positioning. If they can have the positioning, I do think that TMG have decent options to, like, you know, kind of get in, but at the same time, it's not going to be as good as if they had the positioning.
Yeah, and also another thing to note as well, with the Ziggs getting locked in, you do also have another bit of a classic combination with the Jarvan to layer the Mega Inferno Bomb over top of the Cataclysm, but we'll have a few more seconds to be able to calm things down a bit as the pause does come through. Oh, no, immediately. I recant my statement, but yeah, Singe, as you mentioned on the Qiyana, on these assassins, Sinja in general he's just kind of him, because even though in a similar vein, back to that game 3 in early in week 5 that you were coaching, Sinja on the Akali as well just completely took over that game. It was one that was finally left open in that series, and in general, when he's been on these champions, has been able to take over games as well. In that game 1 on the Cat Arena, did some pretty incredible work. So we'll hopefully be able to see a little bit more of that continuing here on in game 1 of the quarterfinals in Conqueror League. But we've got a few moments that, as of the latest updates on the next year's season coming through, we might not quite have anymore. So
no Atacon coming through next year, I think, is my most exciting change. I'm so happy to see teams not throw away their entire game because of Atacon, so that's nice. Some wards coming through in the early game, though. Sunray going to take a little bit of poke, but it will be the ward trade over. However, Spoobert was able to sneak one in on the blue side there, so they will actually see J4 starting on blue side. So nice little ward, early ward from Spoobert to see the blue.
Yeah, it's basically the very similar amount of information. All the while, though, Dorado Gaming did get that little extra ward up and about around the blue buff, so they'll see Owls right now. They'll know exactly where Owls is, so I guess perhaps a ever so slight vision advantage to Dorado Gaming Omega. But one thing, even though Sinja is very competent on these assassins, these early levels against the Ziggs could be a little bit difficult for Sinja to handle, specifically in like up till around level 3-4ish.
Yeah, I mean, also with the D shield start, which is actually insane. Sinja is maturing everyone. I would expect like a D shield or a D blade or even longsword start coming from Sinja. So this is incredible work.
Did you see what Sinja did as soon as the game started concerning the longsword start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways,
little
we got
invade
Olives going
through,
for
actually.
an invade. I think Olives may have gotten the big raptor, and I believe he did, but he may
He's
have
dead for
committed
it,
a little
though.
bit too far for it. Yeah, pushing his luck a little bit too much. Perhaps assumed Journey would have had a little bit more of the option to move over and help out earlier than, or I guess later than they would have expected. So earlier on, I mean, it is kind of the Olives way though, is to always be going in regardless, and so it's nice to be seeing some regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, Journey taking a really big chunk of damage in that exchange. And straight over bot lane, Shy Bishan could be in a bit of trouble. Pulverize going to land the knock-up headbutt away. One more auto attack is all that Prey X needs to secure the second kill of the game for Dorado Gaming Omega.
All right, some things to talk about here. Yeah, Olaf's just disrespecting the Kiana move there early, and yeah, you put the Mumu a camp behind, but at the end of the day, it's an Amumu. Like, he's gonna hit 6, and basically once he's level 6, he doesn't need any more levels in terms of this comp specifically. So delaying him by that one camp might not mean anything, especially now that you're giving Senja over a lead. And in the bot lane, already Dorado starting off strong here. Prey getting an early kill thanks to some nice gameplay and mechanics on the Alistar from Chimi there to kind of wait out Shy Bishan's flash and then go in and then headbutt Shy Bishan, headbutt Shy Bishan back into Prey. Words are hard, everyone. You know, English, very difficult language for some reason, despite me speaking it for 25 years of my life, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know, we're warming up into the series. It's a best of 5. We have plenty of time to turn things around and get ourselves ready to go for this series. But someone who is ready to go is Sinja. You were talking about that early advantage he got from the kill onto Alves earlier. He went for an early recall, comes back with a serrated Dirk, so should have quite a bit of power early on here.
Journey,
geez,
yeah, this damage is
there
insane.
it is, right there. My God, wow, right on cue, as if he knows we were talking about it. Sinja, oi.
Serrated Dirk spike here for Kiana.
Oh, Journey going to have flash away. Wouldn't be a trade of flashes. Actually, we didn't quite see the first one from Sinja on screen. Journey in a bit of trouble, especially with Sunrai and the amount of CC that this Amumu has. Obviously won't be heading mid anytime soon as Dorado Gaming Omega are on the Drake.
Yeah, this priority here generated from mid and bot lane because they got ahead. Will net them the first Drake. Will be another camp over towards the J4, but again, very minimal in terms of real things happening in the game in terms of leads. Terps with a nice Bellows Breath there to get himself out from the E of Mordekaiser. Pretty chill top lane so far. Might actually be 2 camps here for all, so CS lead is growing potentially here for the J4. He is actually going to go for it, but might be a little bit too greedy. Sunrai is walking here, and Spoobert can rotate quite quickly. Flag and drag won't be available. Oh, he's going to miss
Sunrai
the Q.
will know, yeah, because he didn't have vision on the little the Krugs. So will instead only be able to pick up those little 2 small ones back at the end. All learning from his mistakes last time around, not going to try to force anything, especially as Spoobert in this matchup. Expectedly into the Ornn will be having push.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Spoober didn't try to rotate down with the ult. Maybe force out the flash from J4, but Ops Not 2 continues to push in this top wave and maintain priority here. Again, Sunrai is kind of starting to fall behind a little bit here. 9 CS.
Oh, we've got an invade on the counter side. Sunrai moving in onto the blue buff. Alves could be in a bit of trouble. I don't even think he's going to try to contest it. Smite comes down. Sunrise steals away the blue buff. Alves going to even have to cancel his recall as well. There's no way Terps can really do much to be able to help things out here. And so Dorado Gaming just simply walk straight into the TMG Demon Hunters jungle and get exactly what they came for.
I mean, honestly, this is, I literally was just talking about Sunrai being behind, but being able to invade there, gets a little bit of CS back. Won't find the wolves, unfortunately, due to respawn timer, but still, they are, like, Dorado has been using their priorities so well here around Senja, like, predominantly here, as see in the spot lane. It is going to be the EMF getting shoved in, because, you know, Sivir's kind of hitting that point where she's able to fast clear these waves out whenever she wants. Not too much yet, but it is starting to get there, as we'll be grubs potentially.
Ooh, Alls. We couldn't quite see him on screen, so it was a bit interesting or a bit concerning, perhaps, that when his little icon on the mini map disappeared into both Spoobert and Sunrise, whether he'd be okay. And in fact, he is, but he does have to get out, which means that the first two early game objectives are going the way of Dorado Gaming Omega with all three grubs. I would have to assume, and we get confirmation now that it is the case.
One of the problems in the earlier season was like their objectives, like getting early game objectives, regardless of how far ahead they were. So them getting early game objectives now is great for them, because it does give them a lot of time to like kind of play around with, because again, teams are going to make mistakes, and if they're going to make a mistake and drop a dragon, it's not the end of the world, because the enemy team isn't Drake stacking, right? Like, you've already prevented one. Senja will get scattered out by the standard there, but overall, game is kind of slowed down here a little bit. Just some macro going on for the most part, as Sivir once again will probably bounce this wave into the turrets, as they are scared of this invade on blue side. Spoobert opting to walk here as well. Pretty interesting. Does use the teleport. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but does use teleport to get back top.
It feels a little bit like Spoobert forgot to hit tab and didn't realize that Drake was spawning in a minute as opposed to 2 seconds, just arriving a minute early. And so now without teleport, Spoobert really won't have a way to be able to get down to a Drake fight should one break out.
I mean, the biggest issue here for me is I don't even know that in a 4v or like a 4v5 that TMG can win, because Senja. Oh no!
No.
I was like, the sad
Journey would have to flash away. Yep, preemptively to prevent any damage going down, to keep himself healthy for said dragon spawning in 30 seconds. But I mean, that just kind of goes to your point earlier of Senja being a bit of a problem, having used this early serrated Dirk that he picked up really to its fullest potential.
Yeah, has teleport here, so it's going to be able to teleport back. TMG, though, to give them some glaze here. Great vision control here in the bot side river. So walking in, like I said in draft, is going to be very difficult for Dorado to do. In fact, they might just even give this dragon with no kind of answer back. So we'll be Drake number 2 going towards TMG, thanks to some tempo loss here.
Terps? No, okay. Okay. For a second, when you see those big abilities get called down, that maybe something will go through. Drake will be claimed by TMG Demon Hunters, but not without a 5. Solar Player drops down onto Prey X, but Shy Vision is completely separated away from the rest of his team. He's still quite tanky on this Leona, so he buys all the times he needs. Olves going to be trapped in his own Cataclysm with the Bullet Time flying over the top from Prey X. Olves going to flash away. No more Summoner Spell on that Jarvan, but no kills go to either side. TMG Demon Hunters get the Drake they came for.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Senja is going for the Leona there. There are 3 people in the pit, and I really thought that they were just going to like all in, like the flashless Ziggs or the Sivir, but they try to go on the Leona initially, and then after the fact, Leona just doesn't even need to flash away. But it's actually Alves, right? Like, Alves buys some more space, traps the Kiana, and Prey flashes out of the cage, excuse me. And then Alves is able to flash himself to safety out of the bullet time. So, Curse of the Sad Mummy also not utilized in that fight, which could have maybe netted them some kills as well. But, again, still Dorado on the board here with the kills. About 400 gold lead, so nothing too crazy just yet. First item completion here coming through for Prey is going to be quite well for him in terms of lane sustain, because it is that Bloodthirster. Happy to see that, you know. I've seen some whispers of the of the Axiom.
On Misfortune?
Yeah.
Well, luckily we don't have to comment on it this game because Prey X makes the correct decision in terms of itemization for Misfortune. Bloodthirster obviously has been really popular on this champion as a first item for quite a while. It buys a lot of safety and a pretty solid amount of damage, in all fairness. But in terms of first items, a lot of them are coming through. Journey completing his Ludens, as well as Sinja. Going to be getting Ghostblade, going to be zooming around the map. Hopefully trying to affect these sideways a bit more with that extra move speed on the active.
Yeah, the Vision here, really scary. Deli, no flash available. Does have spell shield. Sunrise is in this middle bush.
Yeah.
J4's here.
And headbutt, pulverized drops.
Oh, nice spell shield.
Of the Sad Mummy locks down Shy Vision, but he's very tanky, and so the response is the flag drag. Stops the bullet time from Prey X as well. Perfectly played by Alves, and it's a double kill for Deli, looking to make it 3. There's nothing Scarlet Flowers can really do on this Alistar to turn things back around. I'm pretty sure that was a triple kill for Deli as we get the confirmation on that kill, but it seemed there was a kill earlier, a solo kill for Spoobert onto Terps to actually get the Feats of Warfare for Dorado Gaming Omega.
And Sincha now is very angry, running towards this bot lane. I'm not sure if he's going to see it. Nah, he's not. He's not. He's just going to collect the wave here. We'll go check now. But all of this is fine. So should be able to get himself out with a flag and drag, which he will. And yeah, so disaster here for Dorado in the bot lane as the bullet time gets canceled crucially by Alves, and on the back of that, even at the start of the play, Deli crucially as well with the spell shielding Curse of the Sad Mummy from Sunrise, keeps himself alive.
Oh, Sinja taking a few tower shots there, could be in trouble. Mega Inferno Bomb is on cooldown, was used earlier, so can't quite find the kill with that, but does force the flash away from the Kiana.
A flash on the Kiana now. Journey has flashed back as well. A lot of damage coming through from the tower onto Sinja there, so Dorado, bit slip up here in the mid game. They are collapsing though on Journey. Sunrise is gonna find him.
Yeah, bandage toss hits the mark, and that satchel is
oh,
on
nice
the side.
cue.
Flash away, cannot get away from the bandage toss. Sunrise landing that one, ensuring that the kill goes the way of Sinja for his 3rd of the game.
Will be Herald though, and I would have really liked to see Dorado just full commit to this bot tower instead, but they will lose the Herald. Spooper though picking up a solo kill on the top side is very beneficial for him. It wasn't even a solo kill. I guess it was Cinder rotating up there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I suppose that would have to have been because Sunrise was in the bot lane for that fight. So, yeah. Earlier assumptions that we made because of focus were incorrect. But, you know, it is what it is. We got lost in the excitement. But all the while, 3rd Drake of the game going to be going the way of Dorado. Game go, unless if Alves has anything to say about it. It's a really early flag and drag. It was, Alves, you know, it would have been a tough steal anyway, so probably saved himself the trouble, but this is the Alves mindset. Of always be going in, so he'll probably be a little bit disappointed about that one.
Hey, you know there's some tech with J4 you can do, if you're good enough, where you like put your standard behind like the Drake pit wall, you flag and drag to it, flash over the pit while you're mid flag and drag, like right as it's channeling, so you still get the flag and drag, you can smite and then get out through because your flag and drag still goes off.
Oh, yeah.
So that very niche tech, by the way, it is literally not like, it's completely unusable in 99.9% of scenarios, and it wouldn't have even been worth in this scenario either. But technical possibilities. But it will be Drake number 3 for Dorado Gaming, and their 2nd of the game will be Cloud Soul. This match, which is obviously very impactful. As Spoopert.
Oh, Spooper going to send Terps to Brazil. Going to isolate out this Orange Sunray, and Olves are looking to collapse down. There's not a lot of damage available for the Demon Hunters. The Terps the Sad Mummy locks down both the members of the Demon Hunters. Now Olves going to have to flash away, but won't escape Sunrise Bandage Toss. And that will be another kill going the way of this Amumu.
Yeah, really nice play here from Dorado. Even though the collapse was on from Owls, it just isn't enough. Unfortunately, the Ornn is just so low from the ult in the, sitting in Death Realm, kind of forced to tank out the Mordekaiser damage, and it just, unfortunately, just doesn't mean anything. For TMG, Owls has now died a second time. At the very least, it will be, once again, Mordekaiser getting no kills in that trade, thanks to the redemption kill from Shimmy there.
It would have been funny if it was in fact a redemption kill, but if I believe the alert did say that it went the way of Sunrise, but got a fight. The Solar Flare drops away down onto 2, Shutdown getting picked up by Deli. That'll be a lot of gold going the way of this Sivir, and even more now as a double kill is secured.
Yeah, On the Hunt is so impactful, especially playing around the cloud zones there. Around the buff, you just get so much extra move speed, and a very quick collapse on an overextended top side here. That's them 2 quick kills, no pun intended, as they will also find themselves the mid tower as well. Won't be first tower, but will be the mid tower nonetheless, as they will start to open up the map. Some Drift King going on here from Journey. As he's on a journey, won't be able to do that. Will crash into the wall there.
Yeah, channeling his inner Max Verstappen there. I'm quite alright with that. I'm assuming going to get another charge down onto that top tower and with Ziggs. In fact, that will be a second tower going the way of the Demon Hunters. Going to get themselves yet another 300 gold. Oh, yeah, I mean, that feels kind of bad if you're Spooper. He doesn't even realize that Terps is in the top bush, so won't be able to sneak away a few kills. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But all the while, even though Spooper is top side, we've got next Drake spawning in just under a minute, and with Otacon on the bottom half of the map, we'll have to see Spoobert with the teleport available. Teleport advantage over Terps to maybe try to turn a fight in around this bottom half of the map, should it break out soon.
Yeah, I mean, eyes are on the Drake here. Will be soul point for Dorado if they can claim it. And again, we haven't seen really like the big wombo come through for Dorado just yet. Not really a lot of opportunities, but this might be their first. And man, it could be a very game-breaking one at that, with Atacon as well spawned up. With this Drake, it can be a pretty easy twofer, as the kids would say. As, again, Dorado, they have so many great tools for team fighting, but they haven't really been able to break open the game with it just yet. Deli having a phenomenal performance, as I'm just, fumbling over the words, but that's okay. As, Deli, 5-0 on the Sivir, already with the IE, is well ahead of Prey at this point, which is the impact.
Yeah, Deli, one of the standout players on this TMG Demon Hunters roster, has been, in my opinion, their best player throughout the season for the most part, and once again is showing it here early on. Can definitely take over these games. Journey might be in a little bit of trouble. Going to have to flash away from the bandage toss. Sunrise going to be stunned up by the Leona, but he's out of there with the flash. So we just kind of push and prod our way around to try to find a way in onto this Drake, which isn't started up just yet, but has spawned. Terps trying to push through this choke point as best as he can. Spooper could be in a little bit of trouble. Heals back up now with the redemption and the W. So is okay. Won't quite be punished too hard for his antics, but the flag drag finds its way down onto Mordekaiser's CC'd for so long, but the bullet time comes over the top, canceled. It's not quite enough damage. Deli's still okay, and so Dorado Gaming have to retreat. Singe is low, Sunrise low, and there's nothing they can do to really extend this fight, but it doesn't look like they will try. They might have an angle. They've got a lot of mobility, but walking forward into a Sivir and especially the Ziggs is going to be troublesome. So this will be the second Drake for TMG Demon Hunters.
Deli is just playing so respectful towards Dorado's like engage buttons. They just can't find an angle to get on him, and they will find the Drake. Won't be the Adicon just yet for either team, but one of the biggest factors I think for Dorado is they kind of needed to force the issue maybe a little bit earlier, because it really allowed, like, the time that they were spending allowed Spoopert to get engaged on, and Spoopert lost essentially all of his HP to just getting, like, CC chained, right? Like, that's one of, like, where Mordekaiser is weakest. He can't really do anything if he's just getting CC'd. I mean, that's most champs because they are CC'd, but specifically things like the Mordekaiser that don't really have great ways of dealing with said CC. Did manage to get his ult off, but just wasn't enough to kill Terps inside the Death Realm, and falling down after the fact as well. As again, Wombo comp doesn't pay off for Dorado here, as they can't find the two damage dealers, right? Like, this is a very meaty comp coming through from from TMG's side that they don't necessarily have the best damage for. Like, Senja is on an assassin, so it's not like that's coming out in the mid lane. Spoobert's damage into tanks is not going to be that high, unless it's a 1v1. And Prey is not really going to find, like, a great bullet time unless he just finds the god angle. But so far, we've seen it in this match.
We're talking about the
not
1v1.
able to do that.
Terps going to be bonked down a bit. Spoobert still has a lot of side lane pressure and could potentially try to pull away the rest of the Demon Hunters towards him, which could help out a decent amount. The side of Dorado Gaming Omega still have a pretty decent time with a 4v4, or the other four members of Dorado Gaming Omega, I suppose, are alright fighting as their own unit. It's probably a better way of saying it, but through all that, Baron spawns up at 25 minutes. We won't be saying that in just a few more weeks, but there he is, with in all of his glory, up and available now, and will be the only thing on the map for the next few minutes. All right, wait, no, Otacon wasn't taking. You know, sometimes. Yeah, I think my head was a few weeks into the future where Otacon won't exist.
Just doesn't exist. Yeah. I mean,
but
yeah. I think here, right? So Prey now on 2 items, has the Collector finished, but look, this IE already upgraded for Sivir. Like, the Sivir is a very, very, very ticking time bomb for Dorado. Again, they have great tools to shut down the Sivir because of her range problems in this match, but Deli hasn't presented them an option to do so yet. Now, that's not to say that it won't happen in the future, but as it stands, doing quite well to avoid that. Alves gonna find quite a few people here.
This will be a very big Alves moment if he decides to go in with not a lot of the members of his team around. It was looking like he was maybe considering it for a few seconds, so just wisely back away. It's that character development from Alves we'd like to see, because I swear, literally like a week or two ago, he's flag dragging Cataclysm in there. As it is, speaking of, Alves flashing forward, he sees a target that we don't get to see ourselves. Preyax going to have to flash away from said engage. Now the response comes down, Call the Forge God has a really good time lining up 2 members, and Deli is now going to have to flash away. He's in a bit of trouble, but with the extra range, he's able to auto-attack, but it's a good Curse of the Sad Mummy to find the stun onto Deli, but the damage just isn't quite there to be able to pick up this Sivir. Spoobert going to send someone to the Death Realm, but he's a bit too far forward, and the return around is a double kill for Deli. 3 members of Dorado Gaming Omega are down only at the cost of Shy Vision, and so Otacon is within the crosshairs of the Demon Hunters.
Deli is just slicing through them like lunch meat right now, as Atacon will be started here for TMG. And again, they're just putting, like, the front line here from TMG is just so brutal for their comp to break through. Like, Kiana is only able to find angles onto, like, their front line, right? With, like, the ultimate display of power. It just... I love that ult name, by the way, so that's
The
why
Supreme
I have
Display of Talent?
Yeah, I mean, same difference.
I wasn't going to correct you until you mentioned that you love the name.
Let me have my moment. So, let me have my moment. Supreme display of talent. Honestly, for a champ that requires no skill, that's a joke. I like just not able to find like impactful ultimates on their backline, right? Like that fight ulting only the Alistar itself is definitely not ideal.
What isn't ideal is that the Drake has been started up, but Dorado Gaming Omega are pushed off it. Now we'll have to try to find a way back into contest. The claim of this Drake will be soul point for either side, but Secret Powers on a flank. They might just find the fight they were looking for. Terps will be able to save Sinja. The Drake is stolen back and away. It's a messy fight all over the place, but TMG Demon Hunters come out on top. Spoobert now the target of all the members of the Demon Hunters. It looked like that was the angle Dorado Gaming Omega needed to cause the chaos to find the back line of the Demon Hunters, but it just wasn't quite enough. Drake is what they get. They will be on that soul point, but they will lose a lot in the process.
I mean, you can see two very impactful ults on Dorado's side not on cooldown because they weren't on, like, off cooldown. Forcing the issue there, obviously, you don't want to give away soul point to TMG, but now the game is very, very easily going to get run over here. Zig's picking up bot tier 1. They're going to have Baron as well with Sivir Shove. In a comp where they don't have great wave clear, your only good wave clear option is an MF ultimate. So this is going to be a lot of gold going into the pockets of TMG, barring some kind of like extreme mistake here, that the Sivir is going to get 4 items off of this play, almost guaranteed, which is disgusting. The Sivir is just going to be tearing through Dorado even harder.
Yeah, it's been a great performance here in game 1 from Deli already, as you mentioned, on 3.5 items with the ornaments completed. The amount of damage that the Sivir is doing is absolutely immaculate. The side of TMG Demon Hunters have well and truly scaled, and it's very, very difficult for Dorado Gaming Omega to be able to find a fight, but if they can somehow sneak in an angle, they have a lot of bursts, specifically from Sinja, and maybe if Prex is close enough, perhaps they can stop a fight before it even begins by finding a few key targets, but between the spell shield, between the explosive charge, to be able to get Journey away, there's really a lot of options for Team G Demon Hunters to be able to deny Dorado Gaming Omega from being able to find a fight. And you were talking about the lack of wave clear earlier. That's going to be a tower going the way of Demon Hunters. Solar Flare drops way down onto Scarlet Flowers. The Alistar is the target. They won't quite get it. And actually, it might have been pushed a little bit too far from the Demon Hunters, but the wallet is too big. Deli does so much damage. All he needs is 1 Q and a few auto attacks, and all of Dorado Gaming go down. That will be game 1. Getting picked up by our 3rd seed from Group A.
Yeah, it's not necessarily over just yet, but it is looking like they do want to end here, as now Terps TP's in with full HP. It's up to Sinja and Scarlet Flowers to save this.
If they could do their best, it's going to be very difficult. Already down to half HP on the Kiana. Deli gets yet another kill. Sinja has his health bar deleted, retreats to the fountain. There's nothing that this Kiana can do on their own to be able to stop game 1 going the way of TMG Demon Hunters. My call may have been a little bit premature, but the inevitable arrives in the end. Our 3rd seed upsets, at least in game 1, Dorado Gaming Omega. We're talking about a slump. It's also very much counter to what we had previously in the regular season, where in fact Dorado Gaming Omega took this game 1.
Yeah, so the thing is, right, like MF is a decent champion, but you need to make sure that she can play the game. And if we look at the draft provided to us here, how does MF ult a single time this game where it does anything before it gets canceled? You have Ornhorn, which can't be stopped by anything on your team, outside of maybe Swoobert ulting him as it's flying in. You have J4 EQ, you have Leona Solar Flare or Leona combo, you have Zig Satchel Charge as well. So many ways of canceling out like the bullet time, and that's their win con this game. Like, that's their damage. And when fights are like kind of split up as well, their comp can't handle that unless Senja is having the backline access that usually an assassin can get, but this game not provided to him at all. Deli playing just so phenomenally there on the Sivir, time and time and time again, just preventing deathless, completely deathless that game.
Yeah.
Insane with the amount of like pressure put onto him by the enemy comp. It just, I'm just convinced that this MF champ, you cannot like blind pick it like this. You have to like wait for things to be out in the draft. And that is why she's like kind of later in Fearless games, because you want things to not be able to cancel out her ult so easily.
Yeah, and it's fitting then that the first moment that we had in game one that TMG Demon Hunters looked to actually have a little bit of life about them was in fact Olves canceling that bullet time that would have been layered over the three members of TMG Demon Hunters. That really kick-started the charge that the Demon Hunters had towards their win here in game one. But luckily, we cannot be baited by an R1 misfortune this time around. It is Fearless, so we'll see what these two teams alter and adjust going into game two, whether or not Dorado Gaming Omega can bring this back level, or if Team G Demon Hunters can send us to match point very early on. We'll have to wait and see after this break.
Oh, I'm like
And
way off
we
center.
are back. Whoa, Ozzy, you're
I'm good.
hiding away from us here. He's, coach Dorado Gaming Omega for this regular season matchup against the TMG Demon Hunters, and is immediately shying away from the fact that it hasn't quite gone to plan in game 1 for Dorado Gaming Omega. TMG Demon Hunters, as soon as they got those 3 kills in the bot lane, really didn't look back from that point and kind of just dominated from then on out as soon as they got those first items ready to go.
Yeah, the biggest issue, right, is they really had no chance of getting through the front line and finding Delhi on the back end, right? Like that is one of the biggest issues I think for this, like for Dorado last game, is they did have certain champs that could have found Delhi, but they still had nothing to get through the front line, and part of the reason was that MF. But new game, new us, I'd assume is what's happening there. Mel will be the ban once again. Again, I think the champ is just absolutely insane. So I think banning it away is smart. We'll be the Akali Respect ban, of course, against Senja. Senja did get off to a pretty good start on the Kiana, just unable to really convert into the mid game, as I'm kind of fiddling with my monitor there.
Yeah.
To,
Well, while you figure out the monitor situation, one thing to note is that Vrang is back into the lineup for TMG Demon Hunters. Wasn't able to make it for game 1. Is back now. So definitely be a little bit of an upper hand, I guess, suppose, to the Demon Hunters. Getting some comfortability back. Journey put in an all-right performance on the Ziggs in game 1. And I mean, he's coming back in a big way. LeBlanc B1 from TMG Demon Hunters is... It's a choice.
It's bold. It's bold. I appreciate boldness. And again, we are kind of kicking off our BO5s here. So the big thing here about this is you're already game up, so you do have some wiggle room, but it will be Lissandra locked into it. Senja gonna make this LeBlanc's life miserable potentially. But we were talking about on the break about Yunara, and how you thought that this Yunara champ was bad at Worlds, but it turned out to have a 66.7% win rate.
I think,
and is still good, by the way.
Which game was it that lived rent free in my head that I just saw? It was like early on, and I have this problem where I have like inverse, like not what's the opposite of recency bias, like.
I don't know.
Anyway, whatever the term is that whatever the inverse of recency, like oldness bias, that I see one thing very earlier on and that idea gets implanted into my mind and it's so hard to shift away from. Either way, draft has gone on in the meanwhile. I talked about champions that were really popular at Worlds and are still really strong right now. Sion is a lock-in for the Demon Hunters and also going to take away the Trundle to ensure that this Sion can become very beefy. We saw Terps get pretty much impossible to kill last time around, and he's looking to do so again here in game 2.
Sion, I cannot believe this champion has not gotten nerfed. It is like my biggest thing. Like, I just don't know how this champ is avoiding nerfs for as long as this champ has, but Trundle paired with it is good,
They're waiting for Lost Ortonas to win LEC.
True.
And then they'll nerf Sion.
True. So bans coming through, some Enchanter bans here. Although I kind of disagree with TMG. Like, I don't necessarily think that they were gonna pick an Enchanter here. They do kind of need some kind of lockdown, and Enchanters really don't provide it. And it will be Viego for Sunrai. So Viego into the Trundle is a little coin flippy, to say the least, but this could be Xayah or Khan potentially. Karma getting banned away. Karma, one of the good supports into Rakan, and there it is. Don't want to say, oh, wow, look, I'm so knowledgeable about the game, when Xayah Rakan is just a consistent pairing in general.
Ozzy is so knowledgeable about the game because Xayah Rakan is not a consistent pairing in general.
Yeah, definitely has never been paired with ever before, but
the Karma ban, they're made to be played together.
The Karma ban does cover it off. Leona gone as well means Rakan doesn't need to worry about that either. So, again, I do appreciate the Karma ban if you are going to pick Rakan. I think that's smart, but I think the Milio ban in particular, like, if you look at Dorado's comp, like, are they really going to pick Milio with their champs? Like, probably not. Like, they do genuinely need some kind of, like, guaranteed CC outside of the Lissandra. So it would lean towards the engage support. I would have much rather have seen like a different ban here, but will be the Rel here coming in for Shimi. And Shimi did have some decent moments on the Alistar last game. It's just, unfortunately, when you just don't have the damage to get anything done, it just doesn't mean all too much as a support. But it is still TMG here, up 1-0, off of a excellent performance from Delhi. So maybe Delhi can keep that performance up in this match. Yeah. Again, some dive pressure here onto Delhi once again. Is playing Xayah though, so infinitely less diveable than something like the Sipper.
That was my thought that I was saving in the back of my head, that I noticed that if that Xayah gets a lot of value into the Dorado gaming competition with how short range it is and how much they want to run forward with the Rel, with the Lissandra, with the Aatrox. And the fact that you can just press R and completely deny any of that and then do tons of damage in return by then subsequently pressing E it should be very impactful for Delhi, and also the LeBlanc Vrang, if he could find a few of these angles down onto the one key target of PreyX on the Yunara, could definitely cause problems again for Dorado Gaming Omega.
Now, Dorado does have like the Lissandra Viego pairing, right? Like Viego can run the map. It's very easy to pick one person off, and then Viego just gets the free reset, and then the fight just evolves into Viego reset machine. But if you look at their options, right, like it is kind of only Trundle unless Vrang makes a egregious mistake here. Like it will realistically only be Trundle that they might be able to blow up. And thankfully, they don't have like a huge tank option to subjugate here. It's only going to be like only beneficial onto something like the Rel. It is still bonus stats at the end of the day for the Trundle, but you don't have something like an Orin or a Sejuani on your team to really give him over stats. So that is, in my mind, probably the easiest person to get the machine rolling here for Dorado. Bit of a snowballer here between their mid jungle duo, but even then, it is kind of going to fall onto the back of Prey in my mind. Like, this is where Prey needs to step up. Like, for me, is like Yunara needs to carry these fights, because I don't think Viego is going to have a very easy time here. Like, you're playing Viego into Xayah, which is pretty difficult in of itself. You're going to be pretty useless into the Scion no matter what you do. So I'm a little worried for Dorado, especially with how last game went. I thought they should have had an easier time, but they just weren't able to find it. And this comp is far more difficult to pull off, especially in team fights, than last game. And if they weren't able to pull off good team fights last game, with their comp being this difficult, it might be match point here for TMG.
Yeah, Dorado Gaming Omega certainly have a bit of a jumbled up composition. As you did say though, they can probably punish the Trundle quite alright if they can get the ball rolling. If they can take that early advantage as they did manage to get in game one and really push things and make it so where that TMG Demon Hunters really can't scale up at all, it's still certainly within the realm of possibility for Dorado Gaming Omega to do. And we caught a few glimpses of it in game one, so it's certainly maybe not ideal. And the onus is on Dorado Gaming Omega, but I think if there is a team that could pull this off, it is Dorado. I think they do have the whereabouts with them to be able to hit down the accelerator. And I don't want to bring up Max Verstappen again, but do their best super fast acceleration Max Verstappen impression. Could you guess who my favorite F1 driver on the grid is currently? I mean,
surely it's Lando Norris.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. Either way, we're ready for to go for game two here between Dorado Gaming and Omega and TMG Demon Hunters, who took away game one in a pretty confident and controlled fashion. They'll probably be wanting to look to do the same thing here in game two. Just wait a little bit for a few moments to then capitalize, get Delhi super far ahead. And then win is the ideal situation. But obviously we'll have a few moments to wait around until that moment starts, because these two teams lining up 5 points. not going to really push their luck all too much.
5 points for both teams. Pretty boring early game. Like, you guys could invade, do something, Int your game level 1. Like, be for real. Anyways, I think
I like the mindset.
Just int your
In
game.
An elimination in an elimination series.
Just int.
It's level 1. Yeah. Well, they talk about wards. We didn't quite get to see. That would have been Olives walking into the Raptor camp, going to be able to get down the little extra vision. So in terms of the vision war early on, first battle claimed by the Demon Hunters. See if they can utilize that and turn this small advantage into a little bit of a bigger one. And even then, I don't feel like they really should be pressured all too much to do so.
Yeah, will once again be this level 1 dominance here for TMG that we saw last game as well. In terms of the wave state, not like HP thresholds. Spoobert will miss the Q1. Does land the Q2 though. As there, I think this bot lane. Oh, flash engage.
Level 2. Shy Bishan getting really jumpy there with the grand entrance. And we'll get Preyx's flash out as well. So all things considered, I feel like you're pretty happy your TMG Demon Hunters getting the flash out of the Yunara.
Yeah, flash out of Yunara or early. And also, look, this Trundle is pathing bots. Now, granted, they are shoved in. But it is showcasing the strength of the level 1 of Zyra Khan. And how it's actually Prey. It's okay.
Alright, from now, actually, doing a decent amount of damage in return. So, despite the pressure getting mounted by the TMG Demon Hunters bot lane, they handle it quite alright. But, we get a prime example of why Lissandra was picked into the LeBlanc from Vrang. As soon as Vrang distorts in, Syndra presses W and then drops all their abilities down, gets the electrocute proc, and Vrang, taking very low, won't have their passive for the next few moments.
Vrang will struggle here for a little bit, but the strength of the LeBlanc here is not necessarily in the mid 1v1. As a potential solo kill coming in for mid.
Oh, but in terms of potential kill, Sunrai will land the stun down onto Terps. Spoobert's just a little bit too far away to really follow up, and actually Sunrai might have pushed a little bit too far. He's fighting within a way. Flash forward doesn't actually push too far. Gets a kill onto Terps. Can he get away? Q1 lands the knock up. CC will prevent Terps from potentially trading back that kill. So look for a second that maybe Sunrai onto a little bit too far, but actually Terps will die for perhaps trying to go for a kill that really wasn't on the cards, but he's still scaling up, so all things considered, probably okay.
Hey, but the snowballing begins now here for Dorado. Now, whether or not they can keep pushing forward their lead, that has also been kind of a struggle of the team, as they will get like these individual leads, and then it doesn't really lead to anywhere. Jimmy will be okay here in the bot lane with the crash down, so forced to use a pot, but nothing too crazy. But again, a big problem here for Dorado is can they push their lead, right? The MF also getting a lead, not able to push that either last game. The Kiana being 3-1, not able to do much last game as well. And now it is going to be Sunrai with a lead here in this game.
Yep.
Hopefully for Dorado, able to dissuade what I just talked about, or I guess disprove rather what I just mentioned. So maybe Sunrai can get the ball rolling here for Dorado and kind of pull them out of the slump that they've been in here for a few weeks, as it is now going to be some resets coming through in the bot side.
Spoobert doing really well in this top lane. Got the counter pick, opted for the Aatrox into Sion matchup, and the league expected it to certainly be slightly favored to the Aatrox, as Sion's thing is scaling. It is definitely gone really well in this top lane. Does have access to the World Ender. Terps' push under tower is quite low, but now Sunrai going to potentially try to find a way in. Flash forward from Syndra, gets the snare down onto Vrang. who is holding on for quite a while, won't distort over the wall. Instead, opts to go back into Sintra. Can he find the kill? One more auto attack is all he needs. Vrang gets the solo kill on the attempt to gank. Deli also picking up a kill in the bot lane. Vrang still in a bit of trouble though. Shybishin, Alves going to show up, going to get their mid laner out. And so TMG Demon Hunters, despite how the first few minutes had gone in this top lane and the focus we were showing, managed to find a fight in their favor.
Started to give me game 1 flashbacks just a little bit earlier this time. First Drake will go over towards TMG Demon Hunters. And also, again, Deli is now on the board. Yunara put behind. Great gank coming through from Alves to set Deli up there for the kill. And in the mid lane, Sencha goes just so early. Sunrise with no flash, not able to even get remotely close to that play. Just a little bit overforced there, and gives Vrang his first kill. And we were talking about snowballing on Dorado's side, but there's one champ on this TMG roster that does snowball very well, and it is that LeBlanc already with her first kill.
Yep, I'm going to be walking back with a lost chapter. Talking about the main thing that LeBlanc wants to do in this matchup is to be able to affect the rest of the map more so than be stuck in with Sinja. So we'll have to be looking for that all the while. Sunrise is in on this top side of the map. I don't really think a dive is on the cards. The wave's not really in a state for it to be. So all that we'll get is that control ward and back off. So not quite able to punish Terps any further, and Sion will be scaling up a little bit more on his own over there.
Yeah, Sunrise getting invaded on his bot camps here is a little less than ideal. Rotates are coming through. Senja once again here very early. Let's have the E.
Yeah, Lissandra stuff.
Oh,
No,
Vrang down tower range.
Use a Glacial Tomb down onto Vrang. Will not really do all that much damage, and now Sunrise has arrived. We'll drop a few autos. Wait, hold on. The focus should actually be on all of the entrance from Shybishin. Finds the CC on multiple targets. He's gone low, but not quite down just yet. Sunrise, one more auto attack is all that's needed to take down this Viego, and it will actually be the Q from Deli to be able to pick up the kill. That's his second of the game, and that's also Feats of Warfare to TMG Demon Hunters.
The health bars are just so low, but again, not enough damage for Dorado. And they're back in the same position they were in last game. Where they're just a little bit. World Under coming through. We'll force out Terps' flash. Nothing else going to happen there outside of clearing up the minion wave. Grubs have spawned up. Looks like Rakan is going to rotate up here for them. But again, no ults available at all. For the side of Dorado for these grubs. And if you're looking out like, champs without their ults, it's realistically TMG much stronger without their ults for this fight if they want to take it. But seems like a little bit of setup. Trying to wheel.
There are a lot of key ultimates missing as we've got a teleport coming through from rank 4, the grubs, as you said. Onslaught will be committed by Terps, though, to get away. Just one of those ultimates that I was thinking that the Demon Hunters would have for said fight. But instead, recall from Terps. He does have teleport, so he should be able to come back. But this leaves Deli alone in the bot lane. And so the response from Dorado Gaming Omega is to ensure that Deli doesn't get any further ahead than he already is to start out game 2.
Yeah, collecting some good plates. I do like this play coming in from Dorado, but you are giving over grubs to a Trundle jungle, which loves the grubs. One of the few junglers who will go and beat up towers with his top laner in many matches. Spoobert is okay for now.
Might be in trouble. Doesn't have access to the World Ender, so could actually be in trouble. Grand Entrance will get the flash away from the Aatrox. See if they push their luck any further. Spoobert is quite low, as I said, without the ultimate, could be quite vulnerable. And here comes the dive. Terps picks up the kill. We didn't get to see too much of it, but the result is still the same. There is nothing that Spoobert could really do into the 3 members of TMG Demon Hunters. But all the while in the bot lane, Deli in trouble, had to use barrier to stay alive, will miss out on quite a bit of CS and experience as Prey X picks up quite a bit for themselves.
Let's not use the Featherstorm though, so we'll have that available for this Drake in 40 seconds.
Wait, Scarlet Flowers could be in trouble, gotten very low,
Oh!
but will be able to get out. Prey X secures the kill down onto Ring. Tried to push their luck a little bit too far on the LeBlanc. And so a bit more gold goes the way of the Dorado Gaming bot laner.
Prey with a kill now as well. Hopefully we'll be able to avoid what happened last game. To start off a little bit rough here, but again, a kill over is great. And a great TP from Senja to guarantee the kill onto the LeBlanc. A little bit of an overplay from Vrang there, but doesn't ultimately mean too much besides the 300 gold given over. Drake now spawned up here, Isaac. And we talked about last game where you know, the third Drake was kind of like where the game could break open, and in fact it did, specifically for TMG. Maybe the game will break open a little bit earlier here for one side, though. A lot of snowballing on both sides between the Viego and the LeBlanc. Sunrise?
Oh, Sunrise in trouble. Will try to face check. Banana Bush Pooler goes up to slow down the Viego, who will have to use all Heart Breaker to be able to get away, and that's going to be a really big cooldown not available to Dorado Gaming Omega, and with no jungler, they're going to have to give up the second Drake of the game.
Yeah, no ult and no HP on Sunrise. That would be second Drake, so Drake stacking here already for TMG, going strong. Not the fastest I've seen, but certainly
That's feats
not.
as well.
Yeah, that will be feats. So TMG, unlike last game, are in a much more commanding position in the early side. Wave will be cleaned up here against Terps.
Oh, Scarlet Flowers in a lot of trouble, gone low, gone down, but Alves will be traded back with the tower shots helping out. The aggro wasn't quite reset, so Deli taking down to half HP. The Unstoppable Onslaught will barely dodge out Sinja trying to stop it. So Terps will be able to get away, and there will at the very least be in the top lane a little bit of plating gold going over to Dorado Gaming Omega.
Yeah, Senja using ult on the Unstoppable Onslaught was a little bit funny, but still a 1-for-1 in bot lane, and only your support dies, and Prey gets another kill is very nice for Dorado. Some more gold over towards this Aatrox. Look at the CS lead as well. Gotta get flying under the radar for a little bit, but yeah, 40 CS now. Like almost, yeah, 50 CS, sorry. So 50 CS here is the lead for Spoobird, already halfway to the Flame Horizon. And the extra plate gold. He's just up so much gold here.
Yep, already on that recall is able to complete his Spear of Shojin. Meanwhile, Terps only has a handful of components to his name. So, be feeling quite good for Spoobird up there in the top lane, but that recall timing might just mean that first tower will be going the way of the Hunters, will be going the way of Terps. It's looking quite low. Actually, it turns out, perhaps a little bit too preemptive from me, but the focus should actually be towards the bot side of this map because Deli and Shy Bishan are getting pushed in. Sunrise is nearby, but this is not really a very diveable target, if I'm being completely honest here.
Yeah, as now, Sunrise camps aren't respawned yet in the top side, so won't get invaded just yet. Alls was looking for it. Something Alls has been doing quite well besides his first death in the first game. Has been actually invading and putting pressure onto Sunrise quite a bit. CS is remotely the same, but it actually is going to be the Herald started up here for TMG, and I don't know if there's going to be an answer. It's not like they can really dive bot, as you mentioned. Zayav just incredibly hard to dive. Both sums as well. Going to be pretty much impossible. Not at least without one person dying at the bare minimum for it. But we'll be Herald here for TMG to, again, kind of expand their map control here. Saw him use it in mid last game to break open mid tier 1. Again, this does kind of feel similar to last game for me, Isaac, as kind of same conditions outside of the Drake stacking happening.
Yeah, and also with how low a lot of these towers are in terms of health, wherever this Rift Herald gets summoned up, it is almost guaranteed to be a tower going down, but not without Dorado Gaming Omega picking up one for themselves here in the bot lane, which is a little bit expected with how much was indexed towards this spot side of the map to prevent Delhi from really running away with a lead. So, and a little bit of extra gold for Dorado Gaming Omega. And despite all the objectives going the way of TMG Demon Hunters, technically it is Dorado Gaming Omega with about a 1k gold lead.
Syndra is kind of the key here for Dorado. You find a great ultimate onto something like a LeBlanc who goes a little bit too far forward, distorts maybe a little too far forward, you know, and that could be the fight here for Dorado, because that will grant Viego the first reset. Spoobert is kind of getting low here.
Oh, but the World Ender is popped in response to the unstoppable onslaught. And Q2 will find the mark.
Oh, he's dead.
Flash away from Terps. It's too far from Spoobert. Will die for trying to dive Terps, and he tried to push his luck a little bit too far, and now that's the second kill of the game for the Scion.
Scion might be down 50 CS, but still able to solo kill you no matter what. It's a little bit too far forward, though. I won't call that a solo kill truly. Turret really did put in some work there for him,
fair.
you know. You know? So turret nerf turrets is probably what we were saying right now. But in general, Scion getting a lead is, well, you know, more free time, right? He gets so much extra gold value from his W passive as well. Herald going to be spawned up here on the Drake respawn timer.
And this is a classic move. Summon up Rift Herald with Drake on the map. Try to force a response out from your opposition to stop charges coming through. But it doesn't look like Dorado Gaming Omega wants to quite give it up just yet. They're peeling back. Kind of setting up TMG Demon Hunters perfectly, and the grand entrance and the swiftness finds the CC onto multiple members. Spoobert has arrived in the flank. The immediate damage goes the way of Dorado Gaming Omega. They found the resets. Rang on the backline, doing the best they can to be able to pick up Scarlet Flowers. It's not quite enough as Rank finally gets the kill. Rank stays alive for so long, buys the time necessary for the rest of the Demon Hunters to arrive. Delhi once again still full health, still all right, but after the dust has settled through that fight, it is an extra kill going the way of Dorado Gaming Omega.
A 3-for-2 here for Dorado, and the kills go over towards Sunrise. Sunrise now 4-1 on the Viego. Health bar so low, such an intense fight for both teams, and the biggest factor is, outside of, you know, Shy's initial engage, wasn't able to do anything. The Lysandra shuts that down so easily as well. As now Drake started up, we might have a round 2.
Yeah, the flash over from Ulfs to try to steal will not be successful, and so now the Demon Hunters might be in a little bit of trouble positionally. Sunrise gets his 5th kill of the game. Prey X transcends oneself as it's a second go in the way of Dorado Gaming. The flash forward from Sinja locks down Delhi, double kill to Sunrise, and the Dorado Gaming Omega team absolutely sweep this fight in what I can only say is an Omega fashion. Sinja caught out in trouble. Frank May is able to trade one back at the very least. So a bit of a consolation prize for TMG Demon Hunters at the end there, but still, point is, Dorado Gaming Omega find yet another fight.
I'm gonna say it like TMG. This is their first Drake. Do you really need to flash over? He's okay. He should be okay. Has distort. Like has the distortion, but
yeah.
This is their first Drake, right? Like there's no reason to really fight over this. Like, sure you lost, but now you've dug yourself even more of a hole here. Kind, get yourself out. Delhi does finally go down for the first time this series. So a total of 50-some minutes for his first death in terms of game time here between two games. So they do have the pieces to be able to do so. That is something that they weren't able to do last time and have done so this game. Thanks to the Lissandra once again, able to ult up Deli there. Really just means Deli goes down very quickly. Because Lissandra does do quite a bit of burst herself. Especially building in this manner. Deli should be okay here in the mid lane.
It's fine.
Again, for TMG, I don't understand fighting for that objective. Like, just give it. It's their first Drake. I know you want Soul Point. It is Hextech Soul. Very, 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 impactful soul here, but it's not worth essentially throwing, like, your map control over. Won't say the game just yet. Anything can happen. Still pretty early in the match, especially gold lead-wise.
Yeah. The 1K gold lead is slightly expanded for Dorado Gaming Omega. Not so much so, but I see a few pings down onto the Otacon. I feel like it'd be a little bit ill-advised to start this one up this soon, and in fact, Dorado Gaming Omega will not. Perhaps I got baited by the pings for themselves. So yeah, they move away, but it is important to note that Otacon is, in fact, on the map. Certainly the only objective on the map, and will be the potential target of these two teams.
Yeah, only objective up currently. Another 2 minutes for the next Drake, another 3 for the Baron. So really only the Atacon could be fought over right now. I think teams are going to kind of just take this slow. I don't think there's going to be any really breakout fight until the next Drake. Spawning in a minute 30 here, or almost. Minute 40. 10 seconds off. Pretty impactful though. 10 seconds can mean a lot. But anyways, Dorado in a pretty decent position here, something they didn't really have last game in terms of, actual game state. Because they didn't really have the breakout. They are getting some good vision control here around the Atacon Isaac.
Yeah.
Minute to Drake.
Completely dark for TMG Demon Hunters. They will finally get a glimpse of the Otacon now. Know that Dorado Gaming Omega aren't on it. Instead, perhaps to look towards the mid lane to an isolated Deli. Won't pull the trigger on that move. Wisely so. TMG Demon Hunters were nearby to stop that out. And plus, Zaya can survive for quite a bit. So we just kind of, again, wait tentatively around what has been a relatively big objective that has had some moments throughout the year that perhaps needlessly turns games on their head.
Yeah, again, it'll be gone at the end of the year, so no teams are going to be able to throw their game over this objective anymore, as you'd think. With Atacon being in the game for an entire year, teams would kind of realize that it's not worth, but even pro teams sometimes don't recognize that and get baited into the greed.
Delinos are going to be able to get away. It will force a teleport out of the Demon Hunters, though. Terps arriving for this one as Drake has spawned up now, so it's no longer only the Otacon. It's an objective that's much easier to kill. It's not going to go down without a fight. A teleport in from Spoobert will try to push the way in for Dorado Gaming Omega, but Drake is already down. The fight is starting up. Scarlet Flowers doing their best to try to find a way in. Sindra on the backline does a lot of damage, which allows the rest of Dorado Gaming Omega to push forward. Spoobert dropping down the damage with Prey X. Terps the only one left alive on the Scion, trying to escape the best they can. There's nothing that TMG Demon Hunters can do to stop the onslaught of Dorado Gaming Omega. They find all 5 members without losing any. Wait, they lost Scarlet Flowers. Correct that. Point still stands. 5-4-1 to this drive, Dorado Gaming Omega and the Otacon on top.
Yeah, so it is soul point for TMG, but Doggo coming out. They're going to find mid tower. They get the Atacon as well. And yes, the gold lead now, look at it ballooning. Almost a 5k positive play off of just that team fight alone. On top of the flowers that they're going to get here from the Atacon. They're at 29 currently. So that's about another like 2,500 gold to their pockets in terms of just sheer stats and the experience provided. As now Dorado really in a commanding position to bounce back in the series and make this 1-1.
Yeah, and certainly looking a bit grim here in game 2 for the Demon Hunters. Baron is up on the map, and immediately the move from Team G is to try to get some vision down, try to deny as much as possible away from Dorado Gaming Omega. Again, maybe if there's an angle that Vrain can find onto Parax, perhaps there is a way for the Demon Hunters to find their way back into game 2, but it certainly will take a bit of a hero play from any of these members. I most likely probably Vrain, and also historically you could throw Deli into the mix on potential single-handed turnaround performances from the Demon Hunters, but it'll definitely take a lot, which, speaking of, the option is to go on to Spoobert. LeBlanc does quite a bit of damage, but it's not quite just enough to immediately find the burst. Finally, Spoobert goes down, but the shutdown goes over to Shy Bishan.
Yeah, you know, supports need gold too, says Shy, but just a bit unfortunate their Brang won't pick up the shutdown gold, but they do find, at the very least, Flash off of Spoobert, and also World Ender here for a little bit. Baron is the only thing available for another 2 minutes, as Jimmy
Scarlet
got out.
Flowers might be the target of the Demon Hunters. They're really far away. I feel like this is really ill-advised from the Demon Hunters, and in fact it is. They'll get both Spoobert as well, who is actually on the cooldown, but I mean, the point still stands. What are the Demon Hunters doing there?
I mean, this does look like they're just playing so desperately here, but you just gotta pick. They're not gonna start Baron or anything. You don't need to, like, try and pick off their support. It's really not all that impactful, as Cincha will also die. Here in the bot lane, I believe.
Oh, yeah, we didn't quite catch it on camera, but so that will be a little bit of extra gold going the way of TMG Demon Hunters. Which is, well, they'll take anything at this point. But, you know, Baron, you gotta feel, is generally a lot more valuable than a singular kill.
I would say just a tad bit.
Just a little bit more, you know,
smidge,
yeah.
smidge more impactful than 1 kill, but still Dorado now in a fantastic spot. To, again, balloon their gold lead even more, get some more map control. Something they've kind of struggled with in this game, at the very least, has been kind of keeping these wave states shoved in, or shoved out. So they really haven't had waves to, like, really play off of. That's actually, my goodness, look at this damage coming in from Sunrise.
Yes, yeah, Olv's already down to half HP. We'll have plenty of options to start to heal that back up, though. All the while, you might want to take a look at what's going down between the 2 top laners, or actually Olves and Spoobert. The Trundle is very low. He'll do his best to get out. Might just be able to do so with no health. They got a Hex Gate there, so he's out. But all the health bars of Dorado Gaming Omega are still full, and Olves is going to have to recall to get away. Luckily, there isn't really too much on the map to be able to capitalize on top of that. The Glacial Tomb getting popped up by Sinja to try to keep Vraying out. Now with Drake on the map. Perhaps I spoke a little bit too soon without quite checking on my timers. And that will be Soul prevented away from Team G Demon Hunters.
Yeah, all shoving in top wave as well. I kind of wish Team G... Man, maybe this is more just a general complaint. I wish teams would, like, you know you're going to have to give this. Like, surely there's no reason to fight over the second Hextech Drake. You could have just gotten a free top tier 2 if you just rotate your team there. But instead, they won't find it outside of the lane shoved out. As now it is just kind of back. Now it is... Dorado with this Baron really hasn't done much. Like, they've gotten 1 Drake. They're now starting to pressure this tier 2. But it does feel like it's been a long time with them basically doing nothing. So, maybe not the most impactful Baron. As, yeah, they might not even get a single tower out of this Baron.
Yeah, it's looking like that will probably be the case at this point. not a lot for them to claim. They might have spotted out Scarlet Flowers, though. There's really only Prey X nearby. If they can find the burst, they might be able to get this fight. First kill goes down onto the Rel. Redemption will heal back up the members of the Demon Hunters, and they will collapse onto Prey X, not without trading back Frank, though. But the rest of Dorado Gaming Omega have arrived. They turn down onto Shy Vision. Sunrise gets the first kill. He'll get the resets. Tries to use the grand entrance forward. Won't find the CC, and Sunrise in trouble. Sunrise is killed. Deli's going off. It's a Deli moment. He's still alive. That's the kill down onto the Viego, and Sinja's the only member left alive of Dorado Gaming Omega. It's an absolute blunder. It's an ace to TMG Demon Hunters. They have the push in the mid lane. Have they somehow magically found game 2 against the Dorado player? I don't believe it, Ozzy. This is, oh my god, no.
Dorado, you cannot lose this game like this. I don't think it's going to be the game, but they might try it anyways. They have grubs, and they might just breach it. Trundle is going to do so much
is back
damage.
up. Sunrise back up in 10 seconds. Can this Yunara stop the kills? Can she find the damage down onto the Demon Hunters? We don't think the heals.
They're hitting the
gets the
Nexus.
first kill. The Nexus is targeted. Can the Demon Hunters find the only fight that they need? The Zombie Force Scion. Oh my gosh, it's a triple kill for Prey X to try to stop the end. But oh my gosh, the Demon Hunters, I don't believe it. What in the world did we just watch, Ozzy? One fight is all TMG Demon Hunters need to take us to match point. It's a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions for Dorado Gaming Omega. I swear Hamlet did not experience this amount of torture in that play. My god.
So the unfortunate thing is like, the reason they lose this is Sunrise takes over Rakan, but then crucially does not land the grand entrance on anyone, and actually doesn't really position to try and kill Deli, and then it's just the Deli show 2.0. He just gets to glide around the fight, and TMG, against all odds, against Baron, just win the game. They just don't even care. They ace into win the game, just like that. It doesn't matter how much gold they're down. Like 6k there, just oh my god, what an ending. TMG.
They finished the game 4k down, or 3.5k down in gold as the victors of that one. I just, wow.
That has to just, like, this game just has to be like a mental breaker, I think, for Dorado, because they're just doing so well, and just like that, they just lose the game. Just heartbreak, I think, for Dorado. And surely the season can't end like that for them. Like, they had just, like, that was such a great game. They had so many things going for them. But I did touch on it a little bit. They weren't really able to do anything with their Baron. Like, they were kind of doing nothing with it. And ultimately, it is just going to be TMG able to pick up the win off of one single ace. Like that, instantly. Just no hesitation, they end the game. Barely, might I add, barely in the game, but it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you do get the victory screen for TMG. But man, unbelievable stuff! Like that is a historic throw.
Yeah, that is. We'll have to see how Dorado Gaming Omega recover from that one, how they try to lock back in for game 3 now that their backs are against the walls, down 0-2 to the TMG Demon Hunters. We'll have to wait and see if they can somehow scrounge together. They can mentally, just calm things down and bring things back together. They were one of the best teams in the regular season, despite, the little slump that they've been on. They certainly have the skill about them. We saw it through 95% of that game, that they're certainly good enough to be able to at least get one win off, and it's one step at a time for them. But it's really difficult now. The pressure has intense so much so that yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, diamonds are forged out of pressure. We'll see if Dorado Gaming Omega can come out brighter than ever, or if the TMG Demon Hunters make it a quick 3-0. We'll have to wait and see after the break, so don't go anywhere. And after a bit of an extended delay, we are back for Game 3 between Dorado Gaming Omega and TMG Demon Hunters. Dorado Gaming Omega opting to stay on the red side here after what was an unfortunate turn of events there in Game 2.
A little underselling it, maybe. Unfortunate. Unfortunate is not
not ideal. You know, it was suboptimal.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, with the extended break, hopefully Dorado had some time to recompose themselves. Because again, series is not over yet. Still have at the very least one more to play here. But some bans missing out here. No Akali ban. Things like the Orianna are still available as well, like the Ori. You have Wukong still available. That's been pretty popular. So a lot of good champs here. Something a bit worried about for Fearless in Dorado's side, though, is a lot of great champs, as it will be the Ori first pick there, but a lot of great champs going over the way towards Dorado has already kind of been picked, right? Like, Senja will get the Akali this match, loves the Orianna matchup. I'm almost certain they will pick Akali. Yeah, they won't hang the Akali out at all. Maybe potentially baiting out this Akali a little bit, though, because it definitely does seem like TMG are kind of like dangling the carrot, perhaps, but it will be Wukong as well. Dang. 3 for 3. That's so
good. It's also a good denial pick away for Dorado Gaming Omega, ensuring that the easy delivery for the ball from the Orianna isn't quite going to be available, but the Jax lock in for the TMG Demon Hunters is probably going to be a jungle pick, because this has definitely been one of Ulf's better champion throughout the season.
I would say so, considering Renekton just got locked in.
Oh, yeah, I mean... Hey, I said it before Renekton was locked in.
You know,
we just
honestly,
got confirmation.
we are just very clairvoyant here. We'll be the Volibear for Spoobert into the Renekton.
That one wasn't quite on the cards.
That one definitely not necessarily on the cards, but we'll be Jinx banned away here. Little curious about that, considering, you know, look at like how easy it is to dive into their comp so far. Like, maybe you're scared of a Lulu, but you could have just banned the Lulu, let the Jinx go through, in my opinion. But they don't want another Delhi show, which I guess is fair. Fair enough, after what's happened in the last 2 games. Caitlyn also being banned away from Delhi. Things like the Kai'Sa are still on the table. Yunara's off. Corki is still available here for Prey if you would like to pick it. It provides a little bit of extra mobility against something like the Jax, like the Renekton. But we'll be Ezreal, so about similar here. Karma is banned away, so they can't pair it with Karma. What does TMG have into the Ezreal?
Tristana.
Yes! Let's go!
There we go!
Let's go!
I'm saying, because this is like the Delhi champ, right? Like, this is a signature pick that they had played every single week up until week 6. They binged it for the last 2, but it's back in a big way here in match point for TMG Demon Hunters, right on cue. That was almost kind of a joke, because I wasn't quite sure necessarily into the Ezreal. Will be outranged a little bit. They'll pair it up with the Poppy, which will do quite good into the Akali and the Wukong. Be able to pop Steadfast Presence, deny any sort of entrance. But in terms of Ezreal pairings, you know, Karma is typically the most common one, but Braum is one that we kind of see every now and then and is quite alright.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst thing in the world. I think Braum's going to have a okay time into the Poppy as well. Matchup is kind of just neutral, doesn't really matter one way or the other. But most importantly, Tristana's E gets blocked by the shield from Braum, which makes it so hard for Tristana to try and trade aggressively ever. Because first of all, you have to put yourself at a really risky spot, but also your E getting blocked means that, or even your auto attack's getting blocked if you had placed it previously, means you can't blow it up to get a free rocket jump out. So yeah, I really like the Braum pickup here into the Tristana. Ezreal, though, should have a decent time here. I think Ezreal should be okay. It has enough range to kind of deal with, honestly, the shorter ranged engage coming through from TMG side. Like, I think if Ezreal dies is a huge prey mistake. And again, it's always the X factor. Sinja getting Akali. I think hanging the Akali ban here from TMG's side is insane. Personally, because like anytime he sees Ori, he just slams Akali. Like, it is just such a good matchup, and specifically because the Orianna in a long lane can never feel comfortable and safe in the side lane against Akali, because at any point, Orianna will just get solo killed.
This was also the Sinja pick that secured Game 3 for Dorado Gaming Omega back in Week 5. One in which Sinja was certainly a highlight player in that series. And I believe he went like 8-1-ish on somewhere along the lines. Point is that Sinja's Akali just kind of backing it up with the source information. As we've formatted this cast MLA style as our works cited page specifically. So we've got a few moments now with an early pause coming through once again, but as well, not going to be long this time. So we've got a few moments once again. All these members are going to 5 point. Somebody might find a sneaky ward a little bit later on, but no changes from the first 2 games.
Yeah, nothing happening so far in the way of early games. Invading into Braum is definitely a choice that you should not ever make. In most cases, unless you were just that much more oppressive in the early game. But still, I would like to say, like, I'd really like to see like these Emerald teams like really start like playing early game, like level 1s, and starting like just 5-pointing every game, getting a few wards. It just really doesn't do anything for you. As now we will see the delayed walkthrough for the ward.
Yep, they'll get it down onto red buff. And so a little bit of extra vision to the side of the Demon Hunters will be quite nice, especially since it looks like Sunrai is... Oh, no, actually, he's heading towards the bottom half of the map, so be a little bit longer. Actually, what it was a defensive ward out from Sunrai onto his own Raptors.
Alves has been enjoying the invade so far the series, so thinking about maybe a little cheeky level 1 invade there. So a little defensive ward. We'll see that it actually won't be invaded, at least right now, as it actually is going to be Alves in the bot side. Both junglers pathing the same way. Nice Q here from Jimmy to land, and yeah, honestly, really great skill shots. Poppy already down to half HP, forced to pop a pot.
Yeah, same thing as Deli. Getting tagged out by these Mystic shots early on. The extra damage going the way of Dorado Gaming Omega. They should be able to have the poke available to them with Ezreal. It's, what he is known for early on. So feeling quite good. They're in the bottom lane. But, it was a little bit of a surprise to see the Volibear picked up by Dorado Gaming Omega for Spoobert. We might see a little bit of it here early on. Pan to the top lane. Seems like the trading is relatively even so far up there.
Yeah, we'll be a little bit before Volley can really start bullying out the Renekton really hard. It does require a few items at the very least. Terps, though, I feel, for the most part, has actually kind of been on the back foot against Spoobert this series, outside of, the kills that Spoobert has given over to the tower. Realistically.
It's a solo kill
on
wait, what? Whoa!
Well,
okay, well, we'll get a little bit of a rewind, a bit of a replay to see what exactly happened here. Terps picking up First Blood. How did he do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, Empowered W early on does quite a bit of damage. And that's a flash away as well from Spoobert. While Terps held on to his own, so really, really disadvantageous for Dorado Gaming Omega.
Yeah, Terps getting it going early. Caster cursed out, I guess, a little bit. as I mean, maybe Caster Blessing here for Terps. You know, maybe I frame it in a positive manner. Caster Blessing for Terps. Find first blood really early there. So far we've had a lot of back and forth though in terms of the kills in the early game in these matches. And also something like the Volibear can very quickly just start turning kills back regardless of how behind he is as soon as he hits like few key items. But Alves now wants maybe a piece of this Volibear.
Yeah, it's a very good deception from Alms to not show himself on the lane bush. Or the river bush as it was. Spoobert has no flash. Can just walk away though. Can he do? Leaps right forward with the auto attack. A reset on the W. Alms picks up a second kill of the game for the Demon Hunters. Luckily, Spoobert still has teleport, but we still got to fight in the bottom lane. Deli stunned up, Deli burning down, and an auto attack from Prey X secures the 2v2 kill down onto the ADC of TMG Demon Hunters, but straight over to the mid lane. Vrang will try to slow things down, has to flash over the wall to get away. Will do successfully, but will not have access to that escape tool.
Really crucially there, we're showing why the Braum into Tristana is so annoying for Tristana. Had the shield not been there, and honestly, excellent reposition there from Shimi herself, Prey very likely goes down, and it probably is a 1-for-1. So yeah, Braum just being an incredibly annoying champ for the Tristana to deal with. But still, nice little flash out from the mid lane as well off of a gank from Sunrai. Phase Rush was enough move speed to get Vrang out though. But does put a lot of like kill pressure onto the Orianna here in a second when Akali hits level 6, has the perfect execution unlocked, which is coming very soon.
Yeah, and that is such a big moment for Akali to get. It's a lot of extra damage. It's a lot of extra mobility. It makes any squishy target all that much more vulnerable, especially Vrang, who doesn't really have any way to get away from himself. He could kind of speed himself up a little bit if he casts W on himself, gives him that little extra burst of move speed. But that's about it. Without Flash and with Sinjas of being available to them, Vrang will have a really big target on their back. Will probably be looked to coming through once again, especially if Sunrai hits level 6 at some point as well to add on to the CC.
Yeah, should be coming pretty soon. Alls is gonna find Sunrai here in top river.
Brought it out. Alls won't quite find the stun. It lands itself onto the clone, but he still does quite a bit of damage at this point in time. Sunrai down to half HP. Leaf Strike forward finds the mark. Shockwave hits Sinja. Sunrai, the target of Alves. They don't give up onto the Monkey King. That'll be 3 kills for TMG Demon Hunters as well as the Feats of Warfare.
A little bit confused by Sunrise pathing there. Paths there, like paths to the Baron / Void Grub / Rift Herald Pit. To use this W, then use this W to avoid the stun, and then opts not to flash and walks down.
Here, Deli might be in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, he's able to push out the wave in time. But Sinja is waiting in the... Oh, nope, he just recalled. Nice work on the... You got us there, Shivam. You got us there. Got me there, at the very least. Yeah. It was definitely the right move to get away without a wave, but... I've seen weirder things.
Might be Drake going over the way towards Dorado here. Early Drake. But again, a little bit of an early lead here for the Demon Hunters that we saw from last game. But first Drake will go over the way towards Dorado. And again, to talk more about like Sunrise pathing there, just really indecision, right? Like, opts to still use the flash and then ultimately dies after the fact, doesn't flash over the wall. Just goes down there, and it's now Alves on this Jax 2-0. So both junglers kind of having their getting fed moments. Last game was Sunrise, this game is Alves. And Terps still doing quite well in the top lane. 19, well, a little bit more than that now, 22 CS to Terps as he is getting this wave crashed. Spooper did back, but right now there's really not much going on. Just some objective trading here going on. As Grubs will be pulled up here for TMG. This is really great, though. You do have the Jax, much like the Trundle of last game, who can go bonk towers. Once again, Spoopert also looking to get ganked again.
Yeah, he does have Flash now. Will pop the ult and then flash away subsequently to ensure that he doesn't get killed. Not going to take any sort of chances there. Up in the top lane, just going to comfortably get away and ensure that extra gold doesn't go the way of the Demon Hunters.
They still might dive him. Like, Alves is still here, and Terps has control of the lane.
He is on his way, though. He's arriving. It looks like he's beelining it, and yep, there's this empowered stun drop there. I mean, there's really not much that Spooper can do. The sun comes through, but the escape isn't quite there for Terps. Sunrise does arrive, is able to trade that kill back around, and so it is a 1-for-1 up in the top lane.
1-for-1, Sinja once again rotating here, not finding anything. Bot lane is doing great here for Dorado, though. CS lead is about 20, as Sinja has been rotating a lot more, especially in this series, from usually what we usually see out of him, even though he picks these like assassin style champs. Really focuses in on like 1v1ing his laner rather than like rotating the map. But really hasn't been able to find the like assassin plays, like assassin impact, as he might find it here.
Just find it just here. It's an early flash from Ray, and Sinja trades the kill back around, and he lives! The final tower shot doesn't quite come through in time. You're talking about how Sinja, it really loves this matchup, and he's put it on full display right there, dancing across the rift like Alvin Ailey, getting a solo kill for themselves.
My God. It's just like anytime I see him, like it's just cinema, masterwork, masterclass, masterworked cinematography here. Yeah, I mean, Sinja just showcasing why he's so good at the matchup there. Even missing the 5-point strike there, it doesn't matter. Still enough damage to get Rang with the flash 5-pointed strike, and then gets himself out at 1 HP. Will be the Rift Maker here, so a little bit of a switch up here from what he normally builds. Usually goes for that Storm Surge build, so more character growth, I think, coming from Sinja. As yeah, honestly, I'm happy to see it. You know, like swapping up the build paths. You know, I'm here for it.
We've seen a little bit, just all around here in this Titan Conqueror League quarterfinal. In the first few games, there are a few moments where I swear if this was 2 weeks ago or even earlier, Alves would have mistakenly or ill-advisedly gone in. And instead, he's been a bit more patient, has been stepped up the game a bit, especially here in Game 3. Now 3-0 on the checks, has the Triforce completed, and is a potential force to be reckoned with as we have the Drake spawning up in 50 seconds.
Drake is spawning in here. A lot of vision control here, though, for Dorado, and their bot lane still struggling in the HP department. Like Deli, like what can you do? Is just forced to back here. Alves, though, is looking for a potential gank, but not sure if there's one available.
He's spending a lot of time here. The bot lane. It's taking forever to really find anything. Instead, he just backs out. I mean, he shouldn't really recall because 20 seconds until the Drake spawns. That would almost certainly give Drake away. Sunrise might be caught out though. Walks, face checks Alves, who leap strikes forward. Won't quite get the damage from that down on Sunrise. Prex took a tower shot, so he's down to a decent amount of HP, slightly below half. But we move up. Sinja, Rain going to be duking it out, a bit too far away from each other. So nothing else more coming from that. The teleport, as you mentioned, did come through from Terps. So TMG Demon Hunters will more than likely be able to secure this Drake off of that, but they commit a lot in the form of the teleport from the Renekton.
Yeah, the thing is like the Renekton was winning hot top so hard against the Volibear But now you are giving him a little bit of breathing room. It's not a lot, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say like it's anything crazy, like he's just picking up a wave and picked up 2 tower
Sinja will use the first cast of perfect execution, lands a shuriken flip, shockwave slows things down, but only for half a second as it's another solo kill for Sinja.
This is, I mean, it showcases like why Akali is so good into like Orianna in general and a 1v1 standpoint. Like, sure, your early game, it is annoying. Olves is...
I don't think there's anything Olves can do. If anything, Olves is in trouble, especially as Scarlet Flowers has arrived. And so Olves flashes away. We may have reversed a little bit of that character development I was talking about from Olves earlier, because he was 3 levels down on Sinja, and I don't really think there's any world in which he gets that kill.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but Sinja, you talked about it in draft, like in their win in game 3, Sinja was a very pivotal factor on the Akali, and is now primed in a position to do that once again against this team, who for some reason just didn't ban it out. Like I can't fathom now, like not banning out the Akali, especially if you're gonna pick out the Orianna. Sure, Rek'Sai's annoying, but is it really that annoying? Like banning Spoobert out, I don't know.
And Terps is going to flash away immediately to get away from said top laner. Spoobert going to escape. And now Preyax alone in the bot side of the map, going to Arcane Shift and flash away from Olves. He's able to get the Ezreal away, but now Shybishin in a bit of trouble. Glacier Fissure lands the knock up onto the Poppy. Cyclone doesn't quite find the damage, and he's yeeted away. The Ignite from Scarlet Flowers not quite going to find the kill either.
That's a lot used here.
Olves leaf strikes onto the wave. Branding is nearby. Won't quite be punished for that. Sinja actually could be in a little bit of trouble. Deli going to rocket jump forward.
Oh, Deli!
Sinja. That could be a shutdown for Deli. Actually, apparently it's not quite a shutdown. The 2 solo kills from Sinja wasn't enough to get that little bonus gold. But Deli, he's been struggling so far here in game 3. But that's, I mean, you can never count Deli out.
No, you cannot, especially after what we saw last game. This vision control here for Dorado is insane, but no Sinja for quite a bit here. Might be the Herald, but I think they might just call it off. They did use quite a bit to get that Sinja kill. So, yeah, won't be the Herald. Might actually be a Dorado Herald pull here as soon as Sinja is back out onto the map. But even then, TMG, that is a very, very huge kill here for Deli. Deli now with the Yuntels completed with tier 2 boots. Really happy to pick up that kill after struggling quite a lot in this lane, in the lane phase against the Ezreal Braum. And I thought, you know, maybe it was a little bit too much with the Braum shield, but no, just says, I'm gonna flash behind the shield, I don't care. And picks up the kill against Sinja. And it might just be a battle of the Titans between Sinja and Deli in this match. As right now, Olves does have a lead, but realistically, Jack's not in a really good position to 1v9 this game, really. I think it really will come down to Deli's performance.
Yeah, and again, Deli just... He is him. At least he definitely has been, I would say, for the last 2 to 3 weeks. But as you were saying earlier, Rift Herald more than likely going the way of Dorado Gaming Omega. It's gone low. It was now smited away by a Sunrise. Going to pick that up. Going to have a little bit of an option to burst towers open, and it might just use it in the next 50 seconds, as that's when we have Drake spawning. But speaking of towers going down, Vrain gets the first one, but he might have pushed a little bit too far to be able to
nice ult!
Vision
Nice!
do a good job to get the Akali away. Vrain would flash over the wall to escape, and he is out.
That's insane. What a that's a heist. That is a heist. He gets first tower and gets out against like 1v4. Shybishin with not only an excellent keeper's verdict, but also the steadfast presence to block out Sunrise potential engage onto Vrang. On the top side.
Spoobert going to ult away. Be quite alright. Our focus is probably going to be more so towards this bot half of the map. as the Drake is spawning. And hold on, this could be All's in a little bit of trouble. He's gotten Sun right low. He'll have to escape, but not without flashing out himself. Will be tagged by Braum there, but he had already had the passive gone down onto him. He's burning with the Ignite with the W empowered. Mystic shot there. True shot barrage, not quite going to find Alves, but importantly, no jungler available for the side of Team G. But Sinja has arrived. He's on the back line. Can he find the damage down onto anybody? Perfect execution. Won't quite be able to get Deli. He had to been on single digit HP there. Will keep himself alive with the barrier. Take a look at it now. It's healed back up to around 36, so it may have been slightly in the double digit range. But with all that damage going down onto key targets of the Demon Hunters, Dorado Gaming look to pick up their second Drake of the game.
I don't I mean, the Owls that we know and love is definitely returned to this game. Like,
he's back.
He just keeps running. Like, he just keeps going in for 0. No one on his team to really help him now. Imagine like if you're Orianus there or something, like maybe you can do something. And yes, you are 3-0 on the Jax, but you're not as strong as you think you are. Gotta kind of dial it back in here a little bit, because realistically, that was prime positioning, I think, for TMG to maybe be able to pull out a Drake fight there, but instead, it will be Dorado Gaming Omega getting their second Drake of the game. And once again, will be the Hextech Soul this match. Actually, no, it's not. I lied.
No, it's Ocean.
It's Ocean. It's Ocean. It's Ocean.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
gotta lie for fun on cast sometimes.
They're both blue.
Yeah, they're both blue. Totally. Totally.
Yeah. And I mean, the Ocean Soul's kind of. I've heard the argument that it's green, like the icon.
Nah, that's
I
Kim
would
Tech.
disagree.
That's Kim Tech.
Yeah, that's Kim Tech, right?
Yeah. Ocean Soul was the first blue soul, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of souls, Dorado Gaming getting one step closer to that. Didn't quite use their Rift Herald to be able to secure it earlier either, so they'll summon it up now, try to break open mid a little bit. We might have to revoke Scarlet Flowers' driver's license, because that was egregious.
Won't get the crash at all on this tower, and what could have maybe been a free tower is actually...
Oh, whoa, wait, hold on. Spoobert solo kills Ring off camera. Wait a second.
This early champ in the side lane is not having a fun time. But very oddly, Terps is just down here by himself. Yeah, I mean, it just...
Yeah.
Spoobert just ults. Like, what can you do? Rang no flash. Anyways, as we're catching back up here to live... Teleport will come in from Sencha here into Terps. Does prevent the tower from falling on that wave. And a teleport to top. They might actually straight send Atacon. Spoobert on this follow bear. One thing you can do is solo the Atacon at this point. And TMG have no idea it's a possibility.
They might, they'll drop the far sight down onto it now. So Shibition, it will be the first to arrive to try to set things up for the Demon Hunters to set up a counter attack. The teleport in behind from Terps might just be what the Demon Hunters need. Prex going to Arcane Shift away, try to buy time, but Terps gets the kills down on Secret Flowers. Prex going down subsequently. It was a beautiful teleport flank from Terps to be able to set up an incredible fight for the Demon Hunters 4-0 as they look to take Otacon for themselves.
Hey, you remember what I said last game about Atacon potentially throwing the game? Well, it might have just happened right here. Atacon is going to go the way towards TMG. Rang is in danger.
This is, I mean, Rang will most certainly die. Another solo kill for Sinja, so that's pretty cool for Sinja.
Rang can't go anywhere. Let this guy out of his gray screen, please. But Atacon... picked up here, and 3,500 gold lead for TMG. I think realistically here that Rang, not having a great game, but look at everyone else on TMG. Terps, phenomenal TP there to even force the fight to begin with, and it was initially Dorado tried to turn onto Terps, right? Terps was their target. but Terps in the middle of a 1v4 just does not care. And even picks up a kill there and doesn't die. So fantastic stuff from TMG Demon Hunter, specifically Terps, to get that play converted. As now it is TMG comfortably. Should be in the driver's seat. I do worry a little bit about Brang, though. Brang not really having the impact on the Orianna you'd really like to see. Haven't seen a Shockwave just yet, but
well,
you know.
I mean, I've seen a few. He's landed the shockwaves. They've just done 0 damage, and then Sinja cast perfect execution, and then it didn't really matter. Speaking of Sinja, could be in a little bit of trouble. Terps is not nearly as easy to kill. I do believe he was able to get away with that first cast of perfect execution going towards his own tower, so is all right. But I mean, yeah, even though Vrang, he's not had the best of times, he still has some utility with the Orianna. I mean, might not be the most damage at this point, but you know, Shockwave can definitely interrupt a few things. Oh, I mean, see, he's got it. It's fine. He's chilling. He gets a solo kill down onto Spoobert, but Alv's going to look to find a fight going forward. And Blastcone going to get all Dorado Gaming Omega away, but with Drake spawning now, or actually has spawned on the map, that'll almost certainly be TMG Demon Hunters picking up the second Drake for themselves. Yeah,
it definitely is, and you know what's quietly scaling here as well? It is going to be Deli. Deli now on 2 items. Again, the IE second here, and just quietly scaling. Will become a menace a bit later. And Vrang picking up a solo kill into Spoobert there. Definitely not going to go down without a fight at the very least. But most crucially is Terps utilizing the dominance to force out the perfect execution from Senja. That is kind of their one member, right? Like, that's their one member right now that's their strongest member that can easily get onto and disrupt this backline damage from TMG. But if you don't have perfect execution, it makes fighting these like kind of skirmishes so much more difficult that it does force Dorado to give over that dragon. And also, I guess, you know, the kill on Spoobert, but regardless, Dorado losing that Drake. Alves now looking at Sinja.
Going forward, could do quite a bit of damage down on Sinja, who will sure can flip away, but the leap strike follow up will mean that he's able to get out quite all right. But once again, as you said, no perfect execution for Sinja makes these fights all that much more difficult for this Occult, but moves straight over to the bottom lane. Spoobert taking quite low. Will be fine for now, but could be a little bit of a trouble as Terps gets a solo kill down onto Spoobert with Baron on the map and teleport in the hands of the Renekton. I don't know if they can pull it just yet, but it might be a target for them.
Yeah, will be Vrang walking down mid lane now. Excellent solo kill again from Terps as Follow falling a little bit behind to the point he can't even really side lane anymore. Was solo killing the Orianna, but no more, and now Terps has something to say about this, and Terps is going to put a lot of pressure here on the bot lane as they will see Baron. Two-shot barrage.
Yeah, we'll scout things out. Dorado Gaming Omega know the Demon Hunters have started up Baron. They are looking to take it down. Sinja's teleport coming through into the mid lane. Doesn't get them all that close. So as a result, the Demon Hunters peel off. But can they be collapsed on? There is certainly an angle. Cyclone finds its way down onto Alves and Shy Vision. You gotta feel that Shockwave interrupts things. It doesn't do a lot of damage just yet. And a good keeper's verdict turns this fight into a 5v3. But it's a little bit of a split focus from the Demon Hunters. Terps has enough damage to be able to kill Sunright anyway. And now Spoobert was within the eyes of the Demon Hunters. This Volibear's surely not long for the world, but the Sky Splitter slows things down just enough to get him out.
Yeah, Alves able to keep himself alive as well off of the Shockwave from Brang, doing so much damage, but the unsung hero and maybe the Yordle with a hammer coming through with the Keeper's Verdict to knock out both Scarlet Flowers and Prey here. True Shot Barrage won't find its mark onto the Baron, but we'll find Tribition. We will not kill, though. But now, again, this is TMG in the driver's seat still with Baron. Let's see if they can show us how to use it, unlike Dorado from last game. Deli!
Oh, Deli getting a bit jumpy there with Prey X. Look, getting quite low, taking a tower shot. Look to capitalize, but won't quite be punished for that. Is able to just use their Baron power to recall to be able to get away and reset things, walk back with a little bit of extra damage in their inventory. Should be doing quite a bit. Now, Deli, 2-1 on the Tristana.
I am worried here for Dorado. It did look like such an insane fight, especially like if they just don't group up in the choke against the Orianna. And I kind of wish Sunray kind of wrapped around to like pinch with Spoobert. Like Spoobert and Sunray were in such a phenomenal position to really pinch in the Demon Hunters, but unfortunately does not go the way towards Dorado. And Baron will be around here for a while. The Soul Point Drake for either team is spawning here in 15 seconds as bot tier 2 is gone.
Yeah, barring any sort of disastrous blunder from the Demon Hunters, you gotta feel that will go their way to be able to get themselves onto Soul Points, especially with Baron available to them. They do have the pushing power to get Dorado Gaming out into their own base, or I guess back into their own base without any sort of vision down. Be very difficult for Dorado Gaming Omega to stop the onslaught of the Demon Hunters as they look to take down Swooper once again. He's going to be dead for the 7th time tonight or in game 3. The charge forward down onto Sunrise does find the stun, but there's not quite enough to be able to follow it up. It could be Terps in a bit of trouble, taking down to half HP, but he's quite all right. He's so pseudo tanky. He'll right back up on things. Prey X, the only one left alive alongside Sinja, who's back on the map. Going to do his best to turn things around, but stunned up under tower. The Akali going to use the perfect execution to get away, but the shockwave from Ring takes down Sinja, and in a very convincing fashion, TMG Demon Hunters take game 3, and it's game, set, and match for the Demon Hunters, sending themselves through to the semifinals.
And TMG are your victors here, moving on, and well-deserved for sure, especially the comeback in Game 2 just out of nowhere. This team is a force to be reckoned with, especially when Deli is playing so well. Frank might have had a struggle there in that match, but when it mattered most, hit some pretty pivotal shockwaves, especially the one around Try.
Yeah.
Now, again, some problems here. Alls probably needs to, again, stave off. He was doing so good in Game 1 and Game 2, but the second game just couldn't control himself.
He returned to instincts there for a little bit, but...
but Shy Vision also, with some phenomenal Keeper's Verdicts, to really set up TMG Demon Hunters, and they definitely deserved this series for sure. And it is a bit heartbreaking for Dorado, kind of ending their season here with nothing but a whisper of what they once were at the start of the season. Definitely not where you want to be for Dorado, but again, congratulations to TMG for moving on, Isaac.
Yeah, and especially in such an impressive fashion as well. I mean, even though you're saying Dorado Gaming Omega have been on a little bit of a slide in recent weeks, they're still tough on position, as was shown in Game 2 for a very large portion of it. And so for the Demon Hunters to be as convincing as they were in the majority of this series, it's after having a bit of a slide themselves as well mid-season earlier on, it shows some great resilience. And I do like that Game 3 specifically from them, because a lot of these games and these wins from the Demon Hunters has been the Deli show, but they really didn't even need Deli for that Game 3. I mean, Terps had, as you said, to add on to the Shy Bishan, not Shy Bishan. Yeah, wait, Anyway, point is, Terps definitely did a lot of work on the Redacted as well to covering that, and results-based analysis. I'm saying Aussie. Dorado Gaming Omega won when you coached them over the Demon Hunters. I don't know if you're taking offers, but I think it speaks for itself, right?
Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
I just think that, like, it's just unfortunate, like, Dorado just not able to push their leads far enough, and even with Brang getting behind on the Oriana, it didn't matter. Even with Delhi kind of quiet this game, which is very unusual, it didn't matter. It was the Terps show this game, like 100% Terps multiple times on some multiple like TP flanks, just destroying all of Dorado. It's just so sad to see, I think, for Dorado, because they did have some incredible set pieces here, specifically something like the Senja that did secure them the win on the Akali the last time that they faced one another, but just not able to get it done today. And they're going to be ending their season maybe a bit earlier than they wanted to.
Yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate way for Dorado Gaming Omega to go out, but with that, the Demon Hunters advance once again. They were at the top of the power rankings that we have here in Conqueror League for a large portion of the season, and we had our doubts for a little bit there, but to be able to do what they've done today, I think you've got to securely put them back as one of the favorites to win it all again with a performance like that.
I agree. I think TMG looking this good, and Vrang, obviously, Syndra's out of the tournament now, so you don't really need to worry about getting solo killed a billion times about Akali, so that should be okay. So Vrang should actually start like really popping off as well. Vrang has been a very consistent mid laner here for TMG's roster in general as well. And I think it should also be paid his respects. I think he's done a phenomenal job this split in general. But I mean, I do agree with you. I think Delhi is kind of the highlight piece here for TMG. It's just they do have some other things as shown by Terp this game, really like putting himself on the map there with that Renekton game for sure.
Yeah, and so with that, congratulations to the Demon Hunters for advancing to the semifinals of Titan Conqueror League. We will be bringing that to you next week. But until then, that'll be it from us tonight here on Titan Esports 2. I've been Isaac alongside me. It's been Ozzy working things behind the scenes. It's been Shivam bringing it to you. And so with that, have a good night, everyone.
Peace.